Think and Grow Rich, there's a chapter 10. I'm hoping this is not reversed, but if it is, the book is Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Chapter 10 made my client $600 million back when I was a writer. I get paid up to $10,000 for writing a sales letter. My client was Walter Haley out in Hunt, Texas, which is about 45-minute drive, hour away from me. Chapter 10 made him $600 million, but it's the forgotten chapter. People are like, hey, Marlon, I don't Think and Grow Rich. I read Think and Grow Rich. I read Think and Grow Rich 3 times. I'm like, well, did you do chapter 10? Well, what's chapter 10 about? What? Yeah, I mean, I don't know about that chapter. I don't know. I read it. I mean, I read chapter 10, Marlon, but are you doing chapter 10? Well, I mean, I'll listen to Earl Nightingale. I'll listen to Jim Rohn. I heard Les Brown one about that, drink, rock, drink. I know that story. Yeah, but did you do chapter 10? Well, I mean, I listen to Earl Nightingale and Bob Proctor on YouTube, but did you do chapter 10? Well, I think I read that, but I don't really remember what it was about. Chapter 10, Think and Grow Rich, the most important chapter probably in the book. Although chapter 1 and 2, it was definite purpose, burning desire, extremely important, because you'll never do chapter 10 without chapter 1 and 2. Now, let's talk about it. My client Walter was a failure in sales, and out of high school, he got an insurance sales. He couldn't sell insurance to anyone, and he goes out and tries to sell a farmer some insurance in Rockwall, Texas, because his wife is pretty sure they needed some, and the guy said no. So he tells his mentor he's going to get out of the insurance business. His mentor says he can't get out of it because he ain't been in it yet since he had no sales. So he says, what am I supposed to do? The mentor tells him, well, there's a little short guy like you who wrote a book called Think and Grow Rich. You should go read that book. I don't know if Napoleon Hill was short or not, but that's what he told Walter, because Walter was called Itsy Bitsy. He was a short guy, right? And so anyway, he read Think and Grow Rich. He did chapter 10. That's the important thing. He did chapter 10. He got together with 8 other guys that sold different stuff. They'd meet at 6 a.m. in the morning. They'd do the Royal Canadian Air Force exercises, which like 50 years ago was a big deal. And they would listen to one side of an audio tape by Earl Nightingale in his Lead the Field cassette package that Nightingale Conant used to sell. I don't know if they still do or not. And then they would exchange leads. And by the way, how do you like my Philippines hat? My wife is Filipino. Shout out to all the Filipinos, right? So anyway, it was kind of cool. Last night at the fireworks for July 3rd, there were fireworks in Locust, Texas. And we were like, right near where we were sitting, they were selling Filipino food, which was awesome. So we had some barbecue sticks and some rice, and my wife had pancit. She was very happy. So anyway, he met with these guys. They did chapter 10, the mastermind. And within, as Walter tells the story, I think 5 years, Walter became a millionaire. And I forget the number of years, but 7 out of 8 of them became a millionaire in 5 years or 8 years. I really don't remember the story. But in any event, it was chapter 10, the power of the mastermind. And here's the thing about the mastermind is you can have a mastermind with one person, but it's much more powerful if you have multiple people. Now, it's hard to bring together a mastermind. It's a real freaking challenge. So sometimes paid masterminds are the best. I do my paid mastermind Wednesday nights. It's called Fast Track. Love to have you if you're a go-getter and you believe in the things in Think and Grow Rich and you're a go-getter and you take a lot of action, you use your creative imagination. Now, the ideal thing is the group. I was in a group, an actual mastermind for a year. Very, very, very fortunate to have this privilege with Joe Vitale. And if you know him from The Secret, had a great group of people. We'd meet around the table at a hotel. And we would share what we had done the month before, what had went well. We would visualize what we wanted for the next upcoming month, power of the mastermind. We would share with each other, and we would have takeaways at the end. Really dynamic group, a really great experience, right? That's the power of the mastermind. Now, very few people do that. It's hard to do it outside of a paid group. Napoleon Hill said it's a big key because when you meet with other people toward the same unified purpose, he felt that it raised the vibration of mental thought, allow you to tap into the power of the mastermind. Well, that's a metaphysical claim. We don't know if that's true or not. What we do know is this. When you brainstorm with other people and they're like-minded people, people you enjoy being around, they're in, and you're on the same wavelength. It's very powerful. It really creates this synergy. Would you agree with me on that? Whether you believe in what Napoleon Hill said about the actual mastermind, let's just say it creates a lot of synergy. It raises like the brain wave or the frequency or the level of thought of the group and the state, the emotional state, and really powerful things come out of that, or can come out of that, right? It's much more, you can mastermind with one person, but there's not much synergy happening there, right? You get a group of people together and you can get some freaking synergy going on. Very powerful thing. The key to Think and Grow Rich is that chapter 10, the mastermind. It's a chapter hardly anyone reads, no one understands, and less than anyone does it. Like, do you know anyone having a free mastermind where they meet weekly or monthly, specifically to mastermind and help each other accomplish and achieve their goals and their definite purpose in life and their burning desire? Probably not, unless it's paid. It happens if it's paid. I'm just saying for free, most people don't do it. And yet, now Walter was in a mastermind all of his life till pretty much the time he passed on. People would fly in from out of state for Walter's mastermind. When you're worth 600 million, people do that. So I want to share this with you because it's the chapter no one reads. If they read it, they don't understand it. They're like, the mastermind? I don't believe in no imminent blah, blah, blah. The things Napoleon Hill believed were called metaphysical claims, meaning it's very different. Now, Napoleon Hill felt that Thomas Edison and Alexander Graham Bell and some of these people had proven that your brain had energy waves and that those would transcend your brain. And theoretically, yes, that's possible. We don't know if it happens, and we don't know if we don't know. Like, I don't think there's any way to measure it yet. But all I know is that there's synergy. And when you're together, a common purpose, there's a synergy, and people brainstorm, and it's a super powerful thing, right? Well, if you can't get in a free mastermind, the next best thing is the paid mastermind. I invite you to mind if you're a marketer and you're a go-getter, you have a high, like, quote, vibration or frequency of thought. You're very positive. You're a go-getter. We have a great group Wednesday nights in my fast track, but that's not the purpose of this. The purpose of this is about you. Now, sometimes you can just hook up with 2 or 3 other people. I mean, the Bible says a threefold cord is not easily broken. You hook up with 3 other people, and that's just pretty powerful in and of itself. I think it's better if you could. I mean, Jesus had 12, and one of them was a flake, right? But I mean, 12 is ideal, probably. Right? 12 is probably ideal. So this is an interesting thing. It's the guts of the book next to definite purpose, burning desire. I mean, a lot of things in there are important. Creative imagination, going the extra mile. All those things are important. But this power of the mastermind, hardly anyone does it. Hardly anyone does it, right? So it's an interesting thing. Let me know your thoughts. Have you ever been in a free mastermind that was really legit and you would brainstorm together once a week or once a month? How did it work out for you? Are you in any paid masterminds? Right. Super. Now I have groups like you're probably listening to this in one of my groups. My groups are basically masterminds. And that's what makes them powerful is I share in there, but the other members can help each other out. That usually doesn't happen. It's really hard kind of to get. I mean, people love to pitch. They love to pitch their thing. They love to drop content that's authority building content so that they can PM people and try to close them on a sell. That ain't a mastermind. That ain't helping each other out. That's trying to sell people. That sells. That ain't a mastermind. Mastermind is you're just there to genuinely help out other people, share with other people, not pitch your thing, not build your authority content, build up your authority so then people will reach out to you, hit you up, and then you'll close them on your deal, your coaching deal. It's not that. It's not what the mastermind's all about. All right, let me know your thoughts. Y'all have a great day. Bye for now.